This ain't my first rodeo. I'm sweating. I need to dab my face. We can edit this all out, right? You ready? Hi everybody. Today we are going to do makeup and talk and oh god. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor. Today we're gonna do makeup, talk about MAFS. I've got some wine. Let's go. Okay, so MAFS Australia. For those of you that don't know, I live in Melbourne, Australia. I am originally from a small town in Washington State, but I moved here about a year ago to study early childhood education and live with my wonderful partner. So starting with foundation today, we are going to use the Essence Camouflage Makeup and Conceal High Coverage Foundation in the shade Ivory Beige. So I'm just going to squirt a little bit of that on my hand. About that much is good. It's pretty full coverage, so I don't really need a lot of it depending on what I'm doing. I'm going to take my foundation brush. This is just like a kabuki brush. I got it in a makeup set from Walmart for Christmas 2018, 2019. I'm not quite sure, but it works well, does its job. It was cheap. I'm just gonna put that, sorry, on the face. And I just washed my brushes too, so there should be no streaks. It should go on well. So, Married at First Sight, Australia. What a clusterfuck this season has been. Oh my goodness. Taking a little bit more foundation. I'm gonna start with Poppy and Luke because what in the actual hell was Poppy thinking? She goes on this show, oh, I'm gonna be married. It's gonna be wonderful. And then, like, on her wedding, all she can talk about is her kids and how much she misses them. Like, I don't think that she really even gave Luke, like, a fair chance. I'm just taking a sponge now and making sure that it's even around my face. She wasn't even about to go on their honeymoon. And then on their honeymoon, all she did was mope about her kids. And I told my partner as we were watching it that every time she talks about her kids, you need to take a shot because that girl just talks about her kids all the damn time. And then, was it like a week into the experiment she leaves? Like, she didn't even give it like a fair chance. I have a lot of opinions about Poppy, but we're gonna move on now. Amanda and Tash. Oh boy. I am just going in with the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer in the shade Light Peach. I was pretty happy for Amanda and Tash being the first openly gay couple on Married at First Sight, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be really good. Like, they're gonna be amazing. And their wedding was insanely beautiful, like in the forest. And after their wedding, they were just acting like they were so in love, and they were so happy. And then they get on their honeymoon, and Tash just flips her switch, and she's like, I don't want to be with you, I'm not attracted to you anymore. And they spent their whole honeymoon in separate, like, hotel rooms. And here's one thing that I don't necessarily understand about either Poppy and Luke and Tash and Amanda is that at the first commitment ceremony, like, they first chose to stay. Like, why would they both choose to stay knowing that their relationship, like, wasn't working out? But I don't know. I think that Poppy, she even said, like, she wasn't ready for her wedding day. So, like, I think that, like, people are questioning why she even, like, went on the show. But whatever. They're off now. The next couple that I want to talk about, David and Haley. Haley's a hot mess. That girl is too much. She's full on. I'm just going in with the Revlon Translucent Finishing Powder in the shade 100. And I'm going to do that with a Real Techniques Complexion Blender Brush. I just found that this one is a lot more dense, so it's better for setting my under eyes. I understand that the comment she made about Dave only making $25 an hour was supposed to be a joke, but I just feel like she took it a bit far because like that's not necessarily something that you joke about. But I'm really happy that they have worked it out and they are doing well. This season's been weird. There's been a lot of couples that I didn't think would work out that have, and there's been a lot of couples that I thought were going to work out that didn't. And I just feel like the experts, if that's what you even want to call them, don't really know what they're doing this season. I don't know, I feel like the show's been really good. There's been just a lot of weird things, like the dinner parties I just find kind of unnecessary because I feel like it just brings up a lot of drama, especially with Michael and Mike bringing up the drama about Natasha, and especially when Haley and David like walked in alone. I don't know. I'm using the Maybelline Master Sculpt Contouring Duo for bronzer. This is for light to medium skin. The next couple that I want to discuss and talk about is Stacy and Michael. I feel like a lot of people, like they first saw Stacy, thought that she like didn't want to be with Michael, and I've seen a lot of people like speculate on like Facebook and Twitter that when she found out that he had money, she was like all over it. But I think that what people are failing to remember is that on her wedding day, she had food poisoning. So if she was being like standoffish on her wedding, it's because she was sick. Now for more bronzing, I'm going to take the Too Faced Chocolate Matte bronzer. I've had this for a couple of years. I love it. It's beautiful, perfect shade, smells amazing. And I think that after their honeymoon, Stacy really opened up and she decided that, yeah, she really did like Michael and that she was going to want to be with him. And I think that people are doubting her, honestly. But I think that it was just that. She was just sick and she wasn't wanting to be there. For highlight, I'm taking the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in Blossom Glow. Oh my god, I've had this for so long. It's literally broken and I've hit pan, but I am not ready to give it up. I'm obsessed with it. It's perfect for my skin tone. It's pink, it's light. So I think that what I'm gonna finish this with is what I want to happen this season on MAFS. I want to see Connie and Jonathan stay together. I want to see Stacy and Michael stay together. And I want to try to see if Haley and David can work it out. And especially, I also want to see if Yvonne and Alex can work it out because they're seriously the cutest together. Yvonne is so weird. And I think that's why Alex maybe likes him. But I wasn't a fan of him on the first episode of MAFS. I really didn't like him. And I expressed that. I was like, oh, I think that he's stuck up. I don't like him, but he's actually really, really good. And he's like he treats Alex really nice and he's a shit stirrer, but I love it. So yeah, MAFS is on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I am excited for what the rest of the season is going to bring. So now we're going to move on to the eyes and move on to the get to know me portion. So like I said, my name is Taylor. I am 23, 24 next Saturday. Where's my leap year babies at? Hey, we get a birthday. I currently live in the northern suburbs of Melbourne with my wonderful partner. We've been together for 2.5 years. I go to school and I work. So I currently work at a childcare center and I am studying my diploma of early childhood education. So I'm going to start with my eyes and I'm going to go in with the Maybelline New York Lemonade Craze palette. I am indifferent about this palette. I got it at Woolies. It was on special. And like I really love some of the shades in here. Like I really love Berry Ice and I love Strawberry Lemonade and I love Coral Punch. But I feel like some of the other shades just like don't, like Sugar Coated is, I don't know if you can see it, it's this beautiful, beautiful like reddy pink, like sparkly, but when you put it on your eyes, it just kind of disappears and it doesn't become like really anything. And I don't understand, like, where does all that color go? So I am going to start with a mixture of Sweet Tea and Berry Ice. And this is a Farrah blending brush. I got this in an Ipsy when I lived back in the States. But yeah, so I love makeup. It's been a passion of mine for a while. I don't wear makeup often, and I'll be the first one to admit that. I am lazy, and if it means an extra 20 minutes of sleep or makeup, I'm going to take that extra 20 minutes of sleep. Let's be honest. So next, on with an e.l.f. blending brush, I'm going to go into Ulta 3, the Vivids palette. I think you can get this at Priceline, and I think maybe some stores, but you can mostly get it online. This is an Australian brand. I got this at a Makeup Warehouse sale for $8, and I am obsessed with it. I use it almost every day, especially, let me show you, these 3 shades here, like the 3 coral ones. I have dipped into the pinks and the corals. I have not dipped into the purples yet. I'm saving that for a look because I think those look absolutely stunning. But for just like a good everyday shade, these corals are amazing. So yeah, a little bit more about me. When I graduated high school, I moved to Cheney and I attended Eastern Washington University, and then that wasn't really working out. I wasn't sure like what I really wanted to do. And then in 2017, I got an offer to come to Melbourne and be an au pair. And for those of you who don't know, an au pair is a live-in nanny. So I lived with them in their house in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne. And I was basically like a second mother. I got the oldest to school, and on days I would take the boys to childcare. And then on days when they didn't go, they were home with me. And we were doing gymnastics, or we were doing perk dates, or whatever they wanted to do. And I did that for about 6 months. And that's when I met my wonderful fiance partner. We met on Tinder. So I'm just going back into the Lemonade Craze palette and going into Coral Punch. Oh, that's a lot of kickback. We talked for about a month, maybe a month and a half, before we actually met in person. And it wasn't that like either of us thought the other was like fake or we didn't want to meet. It was that he was getting over strep throat, and then right as he got over it, I got it. And on our first date, we went to, this sounds so cliche, oh my god, now that I'm like finally talking about it. We met at Flinders Street, under the clocks, for those of you from Australia. You'll know. And for those of you that don't know, if you ever come to Australia and you need to tell someone where to meet you, and they're Australian, and they're from Melbourne, just say the clocks at Flinders Street, and they'll 100% understand what you're talking about. So I've done that coral all over, but I think I'm gonna do some loose pigment sparkles. So this is the Maybelline Color Tattoo Pure Pigments in Barely Brazen. Sometimes I use it as a highlight, sometimes I use it for my eyes. It really just depends. It's like this beautiful like rose gold shade, and I think that's exactly the look that I want to go for today. And so just to get my brush wet, I'm going to take this Botanical Extracts of Australia face mist. I got this at TK Maxx. I'm obsessed. I use this after my moisturizer, and it just smells amazing. It keeps my face like nice and fresh, and I love it. So I'm just going to spray my brush, get it nice and wet, and then I'm going to dip into this Pure Pigments, and we're just going to go and gently tap all over. Oh, do you see? Oh, I love that. That is just seriously insanely beautiful. Oh my god, that's actually perfect. Okay, re-wet my brush. Go back in with more. Okay, perfect. We'll go back in with the same e.l.f. blending brush. We're gonna dip back into Coral Punch, and we are just going to blend those lines together. Just blend and add a bit more color. Y'all, this is stunning. Now for my inner corner, I am going to dip into the Sephora Midnight Wishes palette. I got this for Christmas 2017 from my little sister. Hi, Morgan. I love it. It is like a dark kind of smoky palette, but I tend to stick to like this section. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 shades. But today we're gonna go in with the first like white shade in my inner corner. It's stunning. And I am going to take this little brush. I think I got it in like a W7 palette, and it's pretty useless except for inner corner highlighting. Dab into my inner corner. So with this being my first video, I'm not sure if I'm going to have like a stable upload schedule yet, as I still am in school and I work. I'm just not sure when I'll have the time to like upload all the time, but I'm going to try to upload every week if I can. And just sit down, we're just gonna have a chat, maybe about TV, maybe about life. If there's anything you guys wanna see me talk about, let me know in the comments. We're gonna drink wine. So under my lashes, under my lash line, I'm going to take the Ulta 3 palette, dip back in here, and I'm gonna mix the 2 coral shades on this like dense under eye brush, and I'm gonna go right under my lower lash line with that. And that just kind of brings the eye look together. What are some of your guys' favorite products? Let me know in the comments, and maybe I can get into testing some products out that you guys really like. But make sure it's things that I can get in Australia, as shipping international is literally the worst thing ever. So for eyeliner, I am using the W7 Wind Me Up eye pencil. And I find that just really brightens my eyes up and makes them look a bit bigger. Guys, we're almost done. Mascara. For mascara, I'm using the OXX Cosmetics Lengthening Mascara in black. It's in the orange tube. It's a bit clumpy, but I actually find that looks a lot better, especially because most of the time I wear glasses, so it actually makes it look like I'm wearing something. Coat the lashes. I usually do 1 coat, let it dry, go in with another one. Guys, I got this from Kmart, Australia, and let me just tell you, people sleep on Kmart makeup. They really do. Kmart makeup's incredible, and it's cheap. I think this was $3 Australian. I just go back in with 1 more coat on both lashes. And now I don't like to put any on my lower lashes because it does transfer. It's a very wet formula. See, it's already transferred. So we're going to take a wipe, and we're just going to dab that away. And now we're going to take my sponge and just make sure that everything is all dabbed in. And because I don't really have a setting spray, I go in with the BEOA Facial Mist. Okay, last, lips. I'm going in with my holy grail. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Lip Color in, oh, what's the shade? I've had this for so long. Be My Baby. Everyday shade. Just put that all over. Okay, thank you everybody so much for watching. This is the look. I love it. I love how it turned out. I love how simple and everyday it looks. So if you guys want to see more videos, like, subscribe, and comment. You can follow me on Twitter at Taylor_Emily, E-M-I-L-I-E. You can follow me on Instagram at Taylor Browning Makeup, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!